Académie Chap, Éducation Plus, du cours de la 6e en terminale, en podcast.
Lesson 3, Past Tenses. English has many ways of indicating past time: the simple past, the present perfect progressive, the past progressive, the past perfect, the present perfect, the past perfect progressive. But what interests us are the simple past and the past progressive, continuous. Part 1. The simple past. The simple past tense in regular verbs is formed by adding ed to the infinitive without two of the main verbs. For example, to work, we worked. Verbs ending in ed only. For example, to love, she loved. The same form is used for all persons, for example I, you, he, she, we, they worked. The negative of regular and irregular verbs is formed with did not, didn't, and the infinitive without two of the main verb. For example, I did not, didn't, travel. You did not, didn't, like. The interrogative of regular and irregular verbs is formed with did plus subject plus infinitive. For example, did I work? Did you work? NB. Irregular verbs vary considerably in their simple past form and past participle. To eat, ate, eaten. To leave, left, left. To write, wrote, written. The simple past form of each irregular verb must therefore be learnt. B. Spelling of ing. Form. 1. The rules about doubling the find consonant when verbs adding ing. Apply also when adding ed. To admit, admitted. To travel, travelled. 2. Verbs ending in y following a consonant change their y into I before adding ed. To carry, she carried. To try, they tried. But y following a vowel does not change to obey, we obeyed. To play, I played. See use of the simple past. 1. It is used for actions completed in the past at a definite time. It is therefore used, a. for an action when the time is given. For example, I met him yesterday. Pasteur died in 1895. B. Or when the time is asked about. For example, when did you meet him? C. Or when the action clearly took place at a definite time even though this time is not mentioned. For example, the train was 10 minutes late. How did you get your present job? I brought this car in Seattle. 2. The simple past tense is used for an action whose time is not given but which occupied a period of time now terminated, or occurred at a moment in period of time now terminated. For example, he worked in that bank for 4 years, but he does not work here now. She lived in Rome for a long time, but he is not living there now. My grandfather once General de Gaulle. 3. The simple past is used for a past habit. For example, they never drank wine. Part 2. Past continuous or progressive. A. Formation. 1. The past continuous or progressive is formed from the past auxiliary to be, was, were, and the present participle, or the ing form, of the main verb. For example, I was calling. 2. Not is put after the auxiliary, was / were, of the affirmative statement to form the negative. For example, they were not working. 3. The interrogative is formed by inverting subject and auxiliary of the affirmative statement. 4. To point where the main action is broken. The verb of the sentence uses the past continuous tense to describe the past activity or action. For example, I was clearing out the garage when a car came down the drive. We were leaving the house when the phone rang. For example, were you working? NB, 4, ing. Spelling C. The present continuous, progressive. B. Use of the past continuous or progressive. We use the past continuous with a time expression such as at 6 p.m. yesterday, to talk about an action that began before that time and finish after it. For example, what were you doing at 8 o'clock last night? I was standing at the bus stop. To express an action continuing in the past. For example, the baby was crying all night. To express two actions taking place at the same time in the past. For example, while he was cooking, his wife was watching TV. He was washing up while she was drying. To express an action that was still going on when something new happened. For example, while I was having a breakfast, the bus left. Children came in while we were quarreling. Without a time expression to express a gradual development. For example, the water was rising. It was getting cooler. It was getting darker. This tense can be used as a past equivalent of the present continuous in indirect or reported speech. For example, direct speech, he said, I'm living in London. Indirect speech, he said he was living in London. To describe a scene in the past, especially in a story. For example, a wood fire was burning on the earth, and a cat was sleeping in the front it. A girl was playing the piano and was singing softly to herself. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. The girl stooped, blessing. The cat woke up, stooped.
Sixième en terminale, podcast, académie, chat, éducation, plus des cours de la sixième en terminale, podcast.